Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do the collective tarot for today. Today is Thursday, May 8th, 2025. Okay, I feel like I inhaled some cat hair or something. You may follow me on the Talk, the Tube, the Lemonade, the Blue Sky Social, the Pinterest, or my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, fabulous. Whatever does not, please just leave it on the table for someone else. We don't want you taking on energy that wasn't meant for you. We're going to use Intuitive City Oracle, Rob Barthelman. You can find this at intuitiveintention.com. He also sells his decks in the TikTok shop. There's a cardinal out there, y'all. Too cute. Okay, the neighbor's daughter is in the driveway jumping around like a frog, and she has no jacket on. It is freezing out there. I had my windows open for a little bit to like freshen up the condo because I had them closed all day since I was at work. It's freezing out there. She has no jacket on. And you guys, I'm always hot. Always hot. Lately, I've been cold a lot. I think I talked about it yesterday or the day before. Yeah, there's no way I would be out there without a jacket on. We got one on the table. Two on the table. One in reverse. Three on the table. Let me see. Okay, that's funny because normally when cards fall like down below, I take them face up. This one came out in reverse, and I'm taking it in reverse because, okay, we got three cards on the table. One card is in reverse. One card is a major in reverse. Four cards, two major, one major in reverse, one card in reverse. Five cards. Six cards. Let's do two more shuffles. Ooh. Seven cards. Two major, one major in reverse, one card in reverse. Now two cards in reverse. One last shuffle. Oh, that was weird. It like flipped over and then flipped over again. We got 8 on the table. 9 with bottom of the deck. Okay. Ooh. I always get the queasies when I get reads like this because I'm not going to lie, it's kind of sad. Really? Okay, so top of the deck, we've got Ace of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, the Empress, Knight of Wands, Queen of Wands, and the Hermit. So somebody's getting some clarity on a commitment they were supposed to have with an Empress. Unfortunately, this person with the Knight of Wands or the Queen of Wands, like this person is in, like they're just not in the right energy to be in a commitment with this person. This person's getting clarity. on all of this. Sorry, it's all a little ragtag. It's like they think they're not good enough for the Empress. Something along those lines. Okay, we got 8 of Swords, 5 of Swords in reverse, the Emperor in reverse, we got Death. I was talking to the guy at work today about the Death card. I'm like, it should be Death and Rebirth. Queen of Cups. That's just my opinion. We got 5 of Pentacles. 3 of Swords in reverse. The Chariot. And bottom of the deck, 4 of Swords. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. You can change the Emperor into an Empress if you need to. It doesn't matter. This could be you. This could be someone else. Take how it resonates. Always be honest about who you are in your situation. Like where you are on your path. That kind of jazz. So this is someone kind of goes along with kind of the top of the deck. A little bit. Just a little bit. Someone's upset because they're realizing like this Emperor energy, this Emperor in reverse energy is realizing that they're not going to be able to go back to another person or get with another person. And whoever this Emperor in reverse is really like losing their shit. And it's funny because the 8 of Swords, the 5 of Pentacles, like it's not just giving me like sad or heartbreak. Like this is someone that's like I can't believe I fucked up this bad. Like I can't believe I let that go. And it doesn't necessarily have to be an Emperor in reverse losing their Empress, okay? It doesn't necessarily have to be that. It could be somebody losing a job. It could be somebody losing a pet, losing a loved one, you know? It's somebody really, and I've said this before, like they're really upset with themselves. They're really upset with like the decisions they've made, the path that they've chosen. Like they are not happy about it. And I think with the Death card, like this person is taking a really, really hard look at their life, where they've been, where they're currently at, and where they're going to go. With the Queen of Cups, this is someone kind of like waking up, and in the past, you know, the description on the card is emotional wisdom. Wisdom is what stands out for me because in the past, this person, again, probably didn't think twice. You know, they just leapt and made decisions that weren't necessarily the best decision for them. And now it's like somebody looking back and being like, well, that's where I went wrong. That's where I went wrong. Shouldn't have hung out with that person. Shouldn't have taken that job. Shouldn't have moved to that place. It's like somebody wising up and recognizing that it's not outside influences, right? You can blame other people, you know, like, oh, they got me drunk. Oh, they got me high. Or, oh, they stole my money. Or, oh, this person took advantage of me. And I'm not trying to downplay abuse or crime or anything like that. I'm not trying to downplay that. But at some point you need to take responsibility for yourself and acknowledge, like, you know, you put yourself in situations that you didn't really have to put yourself in, right? Like you could have made the other choice. You could have, listened to your intuition, listen to your third eye, listen to God. Like if your grandma's whispering in your ear, listen to her. I know it's really hard to acknowledge that sometimes when things happen, it's something that you could have prevented, like if you had really been paying attention, if you had really been vigilant on your own behalf, for those negative influences that come into your life. It doesn't even necessarily need to be people, right? Like I said, like this could be somebody taking the wrong job and being stuck there for 5 years and wasting their time, and like it's just kind of at the end of the day realizing like you should have left that job a long time ago. And sure, you can blame the economy, like, oh, I need a job or this, that, and the other, but at the end of the day, you're keeping yourself there. And I understand sometimes it takes a while to find a new job and all that stuff. I get it. But if this is someone like that's not even trying, or, I'm just saying sometimes we have to take accountability for ourselves. A lot of people don't want to do that because then that means you have to look within. That means you have to actually do a little work on yourself. And people don't like to do that, which is really sad. Because in actuality, it just makes you a better, well-rounded person. Not just for other people, but for yourself. And don't you want to be a better person for yourself? I'm just saying. This is someone wising up to the fact that they've lived a hard life that they probably didn't really need to live. And don't get me wrong, like everybody has ups and downs. Everybody has things happen, right? But do you have to dwell in it? Do you have to sit in it? Do you have to live in it? Like, do you have to make that your life? The hardship? Because hardship comes and goes. This person is wising up to the fact, that they need to make changes. With the Three of Swords in reverse, this person is going to start healing themselves. And I'm just going to say this with the Chariot card, even though the Chariot is movement, and this person is moving, don't get me wrong, like healing is coming in for them. They're going to heal, they're going to take care of themselves. They're going to, figure it out. When I look at this card in reference to this raid, it's going to take a minute. And I'm just going to say this. It's going to take a minute because this person is really stuck on the fact that they feel like they can't trust themselves. Because when I say that this person probably made wrong decisions their whole life and they didn't take any accountability for it, right, until now, the thing is this is someone that in the moment they thought it was a good idea. This is someone that in the moment they're like, oh, this is my path. Oh, this is the person I'm supposed to be with. This is the job I'm supposed to be at for the next 40 years. And now waking up and realizing, like, I wasn't paying attention to any intuition. I wasn't listening to any words of advice from my angels or from God or from my ancestors. I wasn't paying attention to signs and synchronicities. The cardinal's gone. It's somebody really taking a hard look at themselves. Like really a hard look at themselves. And I don't think they're gonna like And don't get me wrong, I don't think they're gonna like abuse themselves or anything like that, like beat up on themselves, like literally. I don't think that's happening. I just think this is someone that they have to build trust within themselves again. If I made all these shitty decisions for the last 20 years, how the fuck do I know that this is the right decision? Like how do I know that what I'm hearing in my head is my intuition? How do I know that's my angels? How do I know I'm not getting signs from the devil instead, right? Like this is somebody that they have to trust themselves. They have to be one with themselves again before there's any other type of movement. This is someone that has to heal themselves for themselves, like, before they can heal anything else. Like anything that was done to them from the outside or anything. They have to heal this relationship with themselves because it wasn't there before. Like and I've told you guys before, like in the past, like I pretty much disregarded my intuition. And I had specific instances where like I was told, no, don't do that. Don't do that. And I did it anyway because I'm like, well, maybe it's like second guessing what you think is the second guessing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you hear that little voice in your head and you're like, well, you know, that's not my thought. So what do I care? And then you second guess it. You second guess it again. This person is going to take a long, I say a long time. I mean, time is relative and everybody takes however long they take to heal. But when I look at the Chariot card, it's going to be a bit. It's going to be a while. And whoever this person is with the Four of Wands, they're okay with that. This is someone recognizing, like, I let this go on way too long. I need to fix myself, heal myself, work with myself, listen to myself. I'm going to take some time out for me. 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, whatever. This person's doing it. This ain't a joke. This person does not think that this is a joke. Like this person is really upset by their circumstances. I don't want to say their behavior because it's not just them, but definitely their circumstances. Yeah, and it's kind of funny because the Eight of Swords in reverse, the description on the card is liberation. And that's really all this person is seeking. That's really all they're seeking is freedom. The freedom to trust themselves again, to know themselves. There's a lot of like I said, there's a lot of anger that this person has for themselves, but there's a lot of regret there too. Like it kind of makes me upset. It kind of makes me want to cry. So this person is probably pretty emotional. They probably realize like, they lost out on opportunities, whether that be people or situations. They fucked up. Okay. Um, One aspect of this person's life that they might find a lot of regret, that they have a lot of regret about, I think, is their love relationships. Like the people that they got into relationships with, and, long term, short term, it doesn't matter. But um, I just, I'm not going to go into detail, but I just had some like racy thoughts come through. And I think this person made a lot of snap decisions based on attraction and like sex appeal. And again, it doesn't matter, two men, two women, a woman, a man, it doesn't matter. Like this is, it's just energy, and it's somebody realizing like a lot of their relationships, sexual relationships, love relationships, were sex based. And like now they regret that, because it's like realizing like they invested in people because they thought like, oh, they like sex like me, so like it's all good, but not really thinking about the people that they never gave a chance, because maybe that wasn't put out there, maybe that wasn't the first thing that was realized when, two people meet, because we all know, or we should know, right? Sometimes when you meet a specific person, it could be sexually charged right away. And sometimes you could meet someone else and you're not really feeling it. And it's not that, like it could never be there, but it's like you're not thinking about that with that person. But with this person you were, right? And it's almost like somebody just pushed all those connections aside because there was no initial like sexual charge there, and they're like, well, this is the one, that I thought sexy thoughts about, so that's the one I'm going to go with, not really thinking like, just because you didn't pick up on anything with that person doesn't mean the two of you couldn't have been firecrackers in bed. Like sometimes you meet people and it's more mental or verbal, yeah, emotional, and less sex. That doesn't mean the possibility for the sex isn't there. It's just like when you say like, you usually get into relationships with people you're attracted to, and you have like a type, which now people say is a pattern, and you're like, sorry, I think I can't hear. You get into the same relationships with the same type of people, and you overlook other ones because you might not be sexually attracted to them right away. Like, oh, I don't really, date people that look like you, or, and it doesn't necessarily have to be fat or ugly or anything. It's just, it's not your, they're not your type. It's, that's not they're not your pattern, right? So you don't think the possibility for other stuff is there, even though it is, because the possibility is there with everyone, with anyone. It's true. It's absolutely true. It's just like, I'm thinking about Pretty Woman, when Julia Roberts goes into the shop and the lady thinks she can't afford anything, so she's a bitch to her. So she goes to the other shop, and what's his name helps her and gets her stuff, and she goes back to that shop with all her bags, and she's like, "Remember me? You didn't want to help me." She's like, "Big mistake," because she spent, however many thousands of dollars on stuff. You know, big mistake. Like, you overlooked someone because they weren't what you usually go for. That doesn't mean that in the end it couldn't have been great. This person is realizing like surface level connections, and even like whether it's people, jobs, friends, family members, surface level, where does that get you in the end? You know, it got this person here. It got this emperor in reverse here. They're the emperor in reverse. If they had looked at situations, looked at people in a different light, right? Because most of their regret is with relationships. So if they were looking at people in a different light, not put like pegging them, as one thing, think of how different their life could be. They might not even be in this situation. They could be living happily ever after somewhere else. All things that this emperor in reverse is going to work on. And I understand regret, don't get me wrong, like I understand it, the feeling of it, and like the remorse, the death of what could have been if you had just, you know, done something different, but you can't live there. You can't live in regret. I actually it's funny because when I was on Instagram blocking blocking the ex, because I saw today that he was on Instagram looking at my stuff. So I blocked him, and then I posted some stuff on Instagram even though I haven't been on there. And I said something about, you can't live in regret. And you can't. Like, it's okay to have that feeling. It's okay to think about what could have been and what missed out on or what you could have had, but don't live there, because now that you have the opportunity to change that for yourself going forward. Growth, right? Learning, changing. Like, now the opportunity is there to be different, to do different. Just saying. I'm going to leave it there. I hope the message resonated for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you found it entertaining. I hope you all have a great day and or evening wherever you are. My hair is sticking up. It's really driving me nuts. I don't know. It's still everywhere. I'll talk to you later. Bye.